Hi, I'm Ryan Sparks, and you're watching The Set.
So, just for the people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm Ryan Sparks. I'm 23 years old. I live in Oklahoma City, and music has just been a really big part of my life ever since a really young age.
What would you say is the earliest that you started with music?
Probably the earliest, this was when I could barely talk. My grandparents got me singing the Sha-La-Las for Brown-Eyed Girl by Van Morrison.
That's a great song.
That was probably the youngest. I was probably about 2 years old.
When did you first start writing music?
So I bought my guitar when I think I was 12, or when I was in 7th grade, and the first song I wrote was a year later in 8th grade, and looking back on it now, it's very simple. It's 2 chords, and the lyrics I would not be happy with today. But you know, you have to start somewhere. You have to have a jumping off point.
And also middle school, it's good to get that started early.
Right, yeah, I was able to develop it over time, and you know, really the only way to get better is to jump in and do it. Mm-hmm. So even if you're writing a song that you're not happy with the final product, you're still taking those steps to, you know, develop that writing aspect. From a young age, a lot of what I loved about religion and spirituality was the music involved. Mm-hmm. Dearest Dream Divine, which is basically just a love song, and I borrowed some from biblical scripture for that one. I borrowed some from the first chapter of Song of Solomon for that one. So that is definitely the biggest way that those things have influenced my music. I've just always loved, especially, you know, being a choral singer. There's a lot of religious music in choir and orchestra. So that's definitely the piece of religion that I still hold on to. Let him kiss me with the kiss of his mouth, for his love is much sweeter than wine. Let thy love be mine now, dearest dream divine. As the lily grows among so many thorns, so my love for him grows still. When the winter comes, and with it wicked storms, stand by him I always will. Let him kiss me with the kiss of his mouth, for his love is much sweeter than wine. Let thy love be mine now, dearest dream divine. With lips of scarlet that ravish my heart, he knows just how to hold my soul. With all the warmth that his whispers impart, it's a love that won't grow cold. Let him kiss me with the kiss of his mouth, for his love is much sweeter than wine. Let thy love be mine now, dearest dream divine. Let him kiss me with the kiss of his mouth, for his love is much sweeter than wine. Let thy love be mine now, dearest dream divine. Oh, let thy love be mine now.
So what was the first tune you ever learned to play on an instrument?
So there's two that I learned really early on, and the first one probably was Across the Universe by the Beatles. When I bought my first guitar, I bought a Beatles chord book, so that's kind of how I taught myself how to play, with chord diagrams for Beatles songs. But probably the second one that I learned was Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell, which I love that song. A lot of people know the Black Crowes version of it, but I think the lyrics, that may have been an early hint at where my songwriting might go eventually, into that kind of hippie culture.
What would you say is your greatest inspiration stylistically?
So I draw a lot from 60s and 70s. That's kind of my wheelhouse of the stuff that I really enjoy to listen to. My number one band would be the Beatles, but really just about anything from the 60s I love. I love a lot of the folk singers like Joan Baez, Bob Dylan, Van Morrison, Joni Mitchell. I could go on, but that kind of stuff is what really gets me going.
So what inspired this particular album? Like what style?
So this is probably going to be an EP. It's not final yet, but there are certain things from different eras in my songwriting. So like Cosmic Breath is one of the songs that I would put on a first studio album if I got there. And then there are a few songs from a soundtrack that I am working on currently. That's kind of about a fictional character in line with the late 60s hippie vibe.
What is your favorite song to perform and why?
So as far as my original music, Cosmic Breath is one that has always kind of kept me safe. The audience always likes it. My friends and family love it. Anytime I pull out the guitar, they're like, play Cosmic Breath. Leaves shake on lanky limbs as the breeze gushes past. A petal flutters in the eddy like the wings of a hummingbird. The deepest browns and greens I've ever seen bloom and flourish fast as the universe breathes its cosmic breath without a word. And the world's beyond us singing like an old familiar breeze. The stars are glistening bright past the sky. Oh, I've never seen such beauty accomplished with so much ease. The beacon light shines bright on through the night. Gently winding brook babbles quietly through the wood, shone upon by the luminous rays of the moonlight, like a shining, slivering mirror, reflecting all that is good. It's a twinkling portrait of everything in the sky of the night. And the world's beyond us singing like an old familiar breeze. The stars are glistening bright past the sky. Oh, I've never seen such beauty accomplished with so much ease. The beacon light shines bright on through the night. the sun shines down, shadows of leaves form on stone, and towering columns of bark rise above. Oh, brightly through the tops of the trees, the calls of the birds echo. Nature is singing so loudly of love, and the world's beyond us singing like an old familiar breeze. The stars are glistening bright past the sky. Oh, I've never seen such beauty accomplished with so much ease. The beacon light shines right on through the night. Ooh, ooh, the night.
So if you got to open for any band or any artist, what band or artist would you pick?
Now this is a hard one because there's a lot of artists that I really love and respect. And also, they may not really line up with my style, but someone that I would kill to open for is Lady Gaga.
That would be really cool.
You know, I'm not exactly that type of music, but I just really look up to her. Her visual style I definitely draw from a little bit. And I would say Paul McCartney, but he's so big that he doesn't need an opening act.
Yeah, that's true. But if you could, like if you let you open for him, that would be great.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Where do you see yourself going musically? Like, what do you plan to do with music?
I have a very open mind, and I would like to go wherever the music takes me, you know? So if right now my style is this folk vibe, in 5 years I might be playing, you know, hard rock with a big fuzz pedal and a full band. I really don't see any limits on where it could go.
Just very adaptable, kind of down for anything.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of reflective of my taste in music too, because I kind of like all kinds of music. It's just that this is the style that I've kind of settled into for right now. But, you know, in the future, I'd definitely be open-minded about exploring lots of different styles.
What else would you say inspired your writing?
There's definitely elements from that 60s, 70s kind of vibe. But I would say lyrically, I'm probably more of a folk singer, which is interesting because my favorite band is the Beatles, which is a, you know, a pop rock group.
Yeah.
But lyrically, I would say I'm closer to that folk kind of scene where it's just an acoustic guitar and a singer. At least that's where I'm at right now.
And what do you think drew you to that acoustic style?
I think there's just something really personal and raw about just one person and one instrument, you know, one voice. And it's kind of like bearing your soul a little bit. So I think it's easier for an audience to connect with a folk type singer emotionally than maybe a band that's fully produced and fully instrumentated. Coming from the corner, a song fills the air. It puts life in order, throws sound everywhere. Even when the darkness envelops you, your smile from shining through. Corner crooner, take me away from the torment of this empty day. Corner crooner, corner crooner. Whether it's Tony, Sinatra, or Simone, Ella Fitzgerald or Glenn Miller's trombone. When the needle hits the groove and their passion rings out, there's a voice that comes over you and throws away all your doubt. Corner crooner, take me away from the torment of this empty day. Corner crooner, corner crooner. When you're crying a river and your mind is telling you everything that's wrong, nothing quite cures the shivers like a heartfelt song. From Julie London, Eartha Kitt, and Billie Holiday, they show you fun and take your blues away. Even on the foggiest of days, you can live in your own summertime if you just listen to what they say. Corner crooner, take me away from the torment of this empty day. Corner crooner, corner crooner, take me away from the torment of this empty day. Corner crooner, corner crooner, corner crooner, corner crooner.
What would you say to somebody who is just starting in music?
This is going to sound really obvious, but the best advice I could give to someone just starting is to keep going. You know, when you start out, it's easy to get discouraged because, oh, your fingers are hurting, or you keep hitting the wrong key. But the only way that music is going to take you somewhere is if you stick with it and keep trying. That is the best advice for a new musician.
And what about like for budding writers? Do you have any advice there?
I guess I would kind of echo that last answer for writing as well, because like I said, like when I wrote my first song, it was something that at the time I thought I was really proud of, but looking back now, I'm not very proud of it. In fact, I would bury it forever if I could. So with writing, it's the same thing, you know. You may not be satisfied with what you're doing at the moment, but you have to keep going. Really, the only way to get better is to jump in and do it. So even if you're writing a song that you're not happy with the final product, you're still taking those steps to, you know, develop that writing aspect.
And what would you say to anybody who's discouraged as far as performance? Like, what can you, to give them confidence to just push forward and move through it?
Well, I mean, putting yourself out there is really difficult. I've struggled with it, and it's about, you know, kind of having faith in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then no one else will. But at the same time, I will say that performance isn't necessarily for everyone. You may find yourself more comfortable writing behind the scenes and letting someone else sing what you write. Performance is just kind of a mixed bag, really. You have to really have that confidence, which is hard to find. It's a lovely day to call a friend on the telephone. See what they say. If you tell them that you love them and they make you feel at home. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you. I know it's real from the things that you say and all that you do. We can go to a show, have a bite to eat, and then we can go to your place, tell each other how we've been. We can spin some records and have a laugh or two. Anytime's a really good time when I'm spending it with you. It's a lovely day to call a friend on the telephone. See what they say. If you tell them that you love them and they make you feel at home. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you. I know it's real from the things that you say and all that you do. You pick me up when I feel down. Even at my darkest hour, you're always around. A friend like you is not so easily found. Let's spend the day walking around downtown. It's a lovely day to call a friend on the telephone. See what they say. If you tell them that you love them and they make you feel at home.